Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In case you are new here, hi, my name is Bia and I am truly passionate about makeup. In today's video, I am bringing you some inspiration for your next full glam makeup look to make sure that you look like an absolute badass in 2022. So in case you want to see how I created this super sultry and sexy and dramatic full glam, just keep on watching. But before we move on to the tutorial, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and also to leave this video a like because, as I always say, that's an amazing way of supporting me as a content creator. First things first, we are going to start by doing the brows because brows frame the face and the eyes, so we definitely need to get our hands on these ones because they are not helping right now. The brow product that I'm going to be using is the Brow Wiz from Anastasia Beverly Hills. The one that I use is in the shade Granite, which is the darkest one, I believe. And I start by brushing the hairs upwards. And then I start drawing this line just to make sure that the bottom of my brow is completely even and flawless. And then I just fill in any blank spaces that I have very gently because I don't want my brows to be super bold and look super fake. After doing this, I brush it downwards. And I do the same thing, but for the upper part. After doing this, I only need to fill in some sparse areas in the middle of my brow, and it's pretty much that. Now I'm taking the Magic Touch from Anastasia Beverly Hills to clean up my brows and to build a base for the eyeshadows. For the edges of my brows, I am using the 322, which is the brow line from Zoeva. I'm not the biggest fan of really sharp and defined brows, so what I do is I grab a little bit of product and I start cleaning the edges, but without applying too much so that the definition is not too big, if that makes sense. For the rest, I'm just using my damn beauty blender to blend this out. I'm just setting the concealer using a little bit of setting powder, and the one that I'm using is this one from Laura Mercier. This is the classic one, and I am using it in the shade Translucent. The main star of this eye makeup is going to be this palette right here. This is the Sultry Palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is what it looks like on the inside. The reason why I want to use this palette so much is because I want to use this eyeshadow right here. This is the Steampunk, which is kind of a more neutral and deep golden shade, and I definitely want to use this for the kind of sultry look that I have envisioned. But you guys know that I change my mind way too often across the makeup tutorial because I adjust as I go, but this time I will try to stick to the plan that I have originally so that I can rock this eyeshadow. The first eyeshadow that I'm taking is called Twig, which is this one right here. This is a very neutral shade of brown, and as you can see, it already has a hole in it so that you guys can know for a fact how much I love this eyeshadow palette. The brush that I'm taking is a Morphe one. This is the M573, which is a very large blending brush that I absolutely love for transition shades. This eyeshadow is going to be all over my crease, but I am going to intensify it in the outer part so that my eyes can have a little bit of a lift and so that most of the depth is focused on the outer part of my eyes. Even though this is quite a light shade, it goes very deep very quickly, so just work little by little if you are using the exact same eyeshadow palette as me. Now for a darker eyeshadow, I am taking Dystopian, which is this very deep brown shade, and I am using a Zoeva brush. This is the 231, which is the Luxe Petite Crease. As you can see, it's a tinier and more dense blending brush, specially made for the crease. I am starting by packing a little bit of this eyeshadow in the outer part of my lid because I definitely want to add a lot more depth in there. And now when the brush has less pigment in it, I am starting to run it all over my crease. I'm just trying not to take it too far in because I don't want too much depth in this area right here because in the end I just end up looking like a raccoon. I don't know if I'm the only one, guys, but when it comes to cooler toned eyeshadows or more neutral toned eyeshadows, I always feel like they take a lot more work to blend and to make sure that they look very seamless and like kind of merged with each other. And if you also struggle from this, let me know in the comment section so that I don't feel as alone as I do now. I think it was about like 4 to 5 days ago, I've tried a bunch of products that were sent to me, and one of them was a facial cleanser, and I was really excited to try because it's from a supposed to be nice skincare brand. And the first and the second time that I used the product, it was completely fine. I loved how my skin felt, but for some reason after that my skin started to dry a lot, and I'm sure that it was that product because the rest of my skincare routine remained unchanged. And guys, my skin has reacted so badly that I started to flake off in many areas of my face, and one of them was on this area of my eyes. Like this skin over here, which is very thin, very sensitive, started flaking off like crazy. And right now I still cannot blend eyeshadows perfectly somewhere in here because my skin is still kind of healing and it still has a little bit of a different texture. Oh guys, I was so mad at that product, like what the hell. And I know that it's quite an expensive product, but it's not very known, thank God. So guys, while I was off camera, I tried applying the steampunk eyeshadow on this eye just to see how the colors would work together, and I really loved it. So now I am going to do the same on this eye, and for that I am using this Morphe brush. This is the M210, which is a flat shader brush. This is quite a large one, which sometimes might mess with the pigmentation of the shimmer, but to be honest, this shimmer is so pigmented that the brush doesn't even affect it. I'm just going to start pressing this eyeshadow in pretty much the first 2/3 of my lid. As you can see, it is very reflective and the texture is very kind of buttery. It really grabs well on the skin and just looks beautiful and very, very pigmented. Now taking an eyeliner brush, this one is from Inglot, it's the 31T and it's the one that I usually use to do my liner. I am taking this black eyeshadow from the same palette, which is called Noir, and I'm going to start drawing the eyeliner using this shade because even if I go in with a gel liner, I'm going to make sure that it's very, very diffused because I don't want anything on these smoky eyes to be sharp, not even the liner. Guys, I'm pretty much only applying this black eyeshadow until like half of my lash line. If I bring it too far in, it will probably be too thick once we blend it and it will not elongate my eyes. It will happen like the other way around. Okay guys, so now I'm taking the double take from Tarte. This is the eyeliner in the shade black and I am taking the liquid tip to draw a liner, and this time I am bringing the product until my inner corner. So guys, I went in with a little bit more black eyeshadow to blend the eyeliner because, as I told you, I didn't want it to be super sharp or anything. I want this to look truly sultry and very kind of blended out. I am now going off camera to apply some false lashes and I will be right back. So guys, to finish off the lashes, I'm just going to apply this Tarte mascara. This is the Lights Camera Lashes, and honestly, this mascara is amazing. I just tried it because I just got it in the mail and it's so good, you guys. I'm going to zoom you guys out so that we can finally move on to the complexion. The primer that I'm going in with today is this one from NYX. This is the Angel Veil, and today I'm going to be using this one because this is a blurring primer and honestly my skin really needs this because my pores are going wild, guys. Before going in with any foundation, I am first going to apply a little bit of concealer in the areas that need a little bit more coverage, like this pimple right here and some other issues that are currently going on. And the one that I'm going to be using is a Shape Tape from Tarte because this has great coverage and I am using it in the shade 22N, which is a light neutral, and this is pretty much my complexion shade, which is amazing to go underneath the foundation. This is actually the first time that I'm trying this concealer and it looks way lighter than what I was expecting. I thought that it was going to be pretty much my complexion shade because anything that says light is usually my complexion depth, so yeah, but this is pretty light actually. For my dark circles, I am also going to apply something first, but in this area I want to color correct, not only add coverage. So I'm going in with this product from Urban Decay. This is a color correcting fluid and I use it in the shade Peach. I apply a very tiny amount and only in the area that really needs that correction. Now again, taking my damn beauty blender, I am going to blend this out. For foundation, I'm going in with the Studio Fix Fluid from MAC and the shade that I'm using is NC20. To apply it, no surprise, the damn beauty blender again. Since the Shape Tape from Tarte that I got is a little bit lighter than what I was expecting, I'm going to also use it to highlight as well as add coverage to certain areas of my face, as my under eye area, the bridge of my nose, a little bit on my forehead and chin as well. To blend it, I am again using my damn beauty blender. I've told you guys countless times, but like the beauty blender is the best for creamy formulas. There is nothing that beats this sponge. Before going in with any powders, first I'm going to spray my face, and for that I'm using this setting spray from NYX. This is the one with the dewy finish. The powder that I'm going to be using is this one from Laura Mercier. This is the one that I was using in the beginning of the video, and this is a translucent loose setting powder. I'm going to use this Primark brush. This is their tapered blush brush to apply the powder. I'm trying to apply as little powder as I can possibly apply because less is more when it comes to makeup. If you try to pack a lot of product, it just ends up looking very cakey and not flawless at all. So you want to keep it very light with whatever product we are talking about. Now that the creamy formulas are perfectly set, we are now moving to powder bronzer, and the one that I'm using is this one from Benefit. This is the Hoola, and I am going to start by applying it using my Japanese brush. I love using this brush for bronzer because it's very large, very fluffy, so it makes sure that I don't apply a lot of product at once and that whenever I apply it, it's very diffused from the beginning. I'm applying the bronzer in the areas that my face already has natural shadows, and then I will be using the baking also to sculpt my face a little bit, you know, to clean some edges of the bronzer. Now I'm going off camera to apply the powder for the baking part, and I will be right back. So guys, as I told you that I went off camera to apply the baking powder, and I ended up giving myself a little bit of a break while the baking was happening because I definitely needed some food. And now I am back. So now moving on to blush, I am taking this one from Lottie. This is their Ombre Blush, and this one is in the shade Haze. And to be honest, I have been obsessed with this blush. It is super pigmented and it's affordable, which is amazing. And like the shade is so stunning. I personally love this kind of shade, so I'm just loving this product. To apply it, I'm going to be using this Zoeva brush. This is the 127, which is their Luxe Sheer Cheek. And I'm just going to gently press it against my skin. I feel like this kind of application gives you the best result. Okay guys, so now we are going to finish off the eye makeup, and for that we are going to do the lower lash line, which is the only thing missing. So now, taking back again the Sultry Palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills and the 228 from Zoeva, which by the way, in case you are new here, this is my favorite blending brush ever. I am taking the first eyeshadow that we use, which is called Twig, and I am running the brush all over my lower lash line. And by the way, I am connecting it with the upper part of the makeup by doing some zigzag motions in here. Now taking a pencil brush, also from Zoeva. This is the number 230, and as you can see, it's very, very tiny. I am taking the darker matte eyeshadow that we use, which is Dystopian. I mean the middle one, because technically we still use a black eyeshadow. And I am applying it as close as possible to my lashes. I am sorry for the face, I know that I look super weird, but this just helps me applying this. Now I am picking again the double take from Tarte, but this time instead of using the liquid tip, I am going to be using the pencil one, and I am going to run this black pencil all over my lower waterline. Now taking another Zoeva brush, I know, what a surprise. This is the 310, which is called the Spot Liner brush. I am taking again the Noir eyeshadow, which is this matte black eyeshadow. I am going to tightline right next to my lashes just to build kind of the perfect transition in between this pencil and the very deep brown that we have applied. Okay, so now to finish off the eye makeup, I am just going in with this mascara again, which was a Lights Camera Lashes from Tarte. I honestly try not to apply a lot of mascara on my lower lashes because I tend to look like a spider really quick. Like, my lower lashes are pretty long, and as soon as I apply a little bit of mascara, I look crazy. Okay guys, so now for lips, I am going to first line my lips using this MAC pencil. This is the one in the shade that I can never seem to pronounce. This is pretty close to my natural lip color. Now for lipstick, I am going to be using one that is quite new on my makeup collection, but that I've been honestly loving, but I've never brought it to my channel because I bought it after the last video, I believe, and it's the Stunna lip paint from Fenty. I bought it in two colors, and this one is the Uncuffed. Guys, this is such a beautiful shade, and honestly the formula is incredible. It is super comfortable, it lasts very well, and it is so pigmented. I am just going to show you guys. Okay guys, so it is still drying, but you can already see how stunning the shade is. Before going in with any highlighter, I'm going to spray my face again using the same setting spray, and I will be right back. Now for highlighter, I'm going in with the Hyper Real Glow palette from MAC, and I am taking the lightest one on the palette, and this KVD Shade and Light brush to apply it on the brow bone and the inner corner. Now switching to this deluxe brush from Morphe, I am applying it in the highest points of my face. I am back. This is the end result of today's makeup. I am honestly vibing with neutral and cooler shades lately. I don't know, but I've honestly been loving to use them, which is something that I never thought that I would say one day, but here we are. But I also want to know what you guys think of this kind of makeup looks. Do you prefer to use warmer shades, cooler? Tell me all about it in the comment section down below. And before you leave this video, don't forget to leave it a like in case you haven't already and to subscribe to my channel. And in case you want to check more content from me, I will leave up here my previous video, which I am sure that you guys are going to love. In case you also want to check my Instagram, I will also leave it linked down below. Bye guys, and I hope to see you on my next video.